God, my office looks like a disaster.
Hello and welcome to this interview. My name is Czysz Jr., Wisconsin High School Esports Association commentator and esports heaven journalist, joined alongside by a special guest being Kevin TriHouse Frederick. How are you doing today, TriHouse?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Excited for the interview. It's been a while since I've been on like a podcast or interview or anything like that. So excited.
Yeah, very excited. Before we begin, I want to congratulate you on your engagement that you announced last month.
Thanks, appreciate it. We
Yeah.
get married Tuesday actually.
Oh,
So
really? Nice.
yeah, yeah. We're not doing the whole long engagement thing. We're just going straight in. We've both been married before. It's like we don't need to do all that.
Yeah,
So
that's nice.
excited.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, so another thing, I interviewed Chimako a couple months ago, and his interview was great. He's a great personality, man. Great commentator. We talked about the WWE and how people need to incorporate that into like broadcasting, being like a color commentator, being like a
Mhm.
funnier guy. I mean, you can analyze the game too, but just not be restricted to just that.
Yeah.
And I talked about his inspiration of being a caster as well. So, leading into the first question to start, what inspired you to get into content creation trials?
Okay, so I get asked this a lot actually on my stream. They're like, "What inspired you to start?" I'm like, I don't know if inspiration is the right word. I just figured out that it was possible,
Hmm.
and was like, "Oh, like people can make money playing video games and entertaining people." I As soon as I figured that out, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that," because I come from a performance background. I studied acting and was in LA auditioning, doing all that. Did a lot of comedy stuff, improv comedy. And then, in order to pay the bills, this kind of ties into something I think we're going to hit later. But in order to pay the bills, I started video editing just because it was a good, flexible, scheduled job that allowed me to audition and also
Mm-hmm.
make money. And I started working for, I mean, I did several editing jobs, but then I started working for a YouTuber named PrestonPlayz, or I guess now his name's just Preston. But and he did Minecraft content, Fortnite content, and I saw the kind of money he was making, and I was like, oh, like I don't even need to make that and be happy. Like if I could just play video games and entertain people and pay my bills, like yeah, I'll do that. And so I just started streaming as a hobby while I was working for him. And within the first couple months, I was already making as much money as I was working basically full time hours for him. And I was doing it part time at the time. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was like, the inspiration was just, I've got a video game addiction and an entertainment addiction. And I was like, I should just put those two things together.
Yeah, it's kind of the same deal with me. That's why I became a commentator myself, is because the whole entertainment aspect and video games too.
Yeah.
It all started from like NFL broadcasting, though, just watching how people analyze the game and stuff like that. Because at first I wanted to become a journalist because I'm such a good writer. Then it became an analyst and then a commentator because the door
Mm.
opened up for esports and I was able to commentate for Horlick High School, my high school, for their esports team. I think this was back spring 2021. I casted 4 games for them, and then I applied to the Wisconsin High School Esports Association. That's an association that governs 100 high schools in Wisconsin, including Horlick High School. And with those videos, I was able to apply there and get an internship. And I've been commentating for them for about 2 years now. So that's
Well, that's
great.
awesome. Yeah. And here's the thing, if you're passionate about it, go for it. It's
Hmm.
like, the only reason I did acting and the only reason I did acting because I knew I wanted to be an entertainer, but like almost every other form of entertaining people uh, doesn't make a lot of money. Like improv comedy, as much as I love improv, top improvisers in the world don't make any money. Uh, and it's like, and that's not sustainable long term. If you want to have a family and a white picket fence and all that, which I do want, and I'm getting married in a couple days. So that kind of is a test to that. But so I just did acting because I thought it was the closest thing I could do
Hmm.
to entertaining and making money. And then as soon
Yeah.
as I found, I was like, wait, I play video games. It's like, I was like, well, obviously I'm going to do that. I'm not an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
so, and then
Like
the
Rocket League
passion just
content
drives you.
creation, yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, yeah, I was so dumb at first. I played Fortnite for the first month I was a streamer
Hmm.
just because, that's what me and my buddies played. And
Yeah.
I thought that's what you had to stream in order to get views, because at the time that's what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
But it was dumb because I was just starting off, and obviously I wasn't going to get any recognition there. And
Hmm.
then I did one stream of Rocket League, one stream, and just because it went on sale on Steam, and I had been playing on console forever, but it was on sale on Steam. I was like, I'll give it a try. I've heard Rocket League plays better on a PC. And then I had one stream that was already at a good viewer count, and then I got my first raid ever. Like, her name is Sorel. She rated me for 18 viewers, and I thought I was a rock star. Like all of a sudden I was chilling at like 20 viewers, and then I was getting all these follows, and it was nuts. And I ended up being able to play my favorite game and make money doing that. It was incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome having that freedom as a content creator as well. I'm a small one myself with my YouTube channel, and I'm able to make videos on what I want. I just basically splice clips together, add music, and whatever funny sound effects I want. But yeah, it's pretty fun
Yeah.
when you can do your own thing and have that freedom with content creation. Let's go on to the next question. I think you killed two birds with one stone there with the content creation and the PrestonPlayz question. So we'll move on to the Space Station Gaming question. What made you
hmm
become a content creator for Space Station Gaming specifically? Did they approach you or did you approach them?
Yeah, they approached me. I was not actively seeking out looking for an org. I had been approached by a couple, kind of, but they were like not really offering contracts or any sort of like compensation, really, just like mutual exposure or whatever, which is a scam. Um,
Yeah.
from some that are pretty big, actually, in the Rocket League scene, uh, or not pretty big, but like they're well known in the Rocket League scene. And then I was talking to Sunless about recording something with him at some point, and then he forgot to like send the rest of his message. So Mertzy messaged me and was like, "Hey, so I heard you're interested in joining Space Station." I was like, "Wait, what?" And Sunless actually forgot to press send on a message on Twitter, and so Mertzy reached out to me and was like, "Hey, so you're like, we're gonna hop in a call and do this stuff with Space Station." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And Mertzy had to fill me in on everything. But yeah, they reached out to me and was you know didn't offer much my first year in terms of like payment or anything, but they had a good team of creators running the organization, and uh, it was kind of a no-brainer to join up with them. They were an up-and-coming org in Rocket League, and I was an up-and-coming content creator.
Nice. Yeah, in my situation, it was the opposite. So I basically approached the Wisconsin High School Esports Association because I found that I had the fundamentals to broadcast. Obviously, I wasn't like as good as I am now. I was more monotone back then, but I had the feeling and belief that I could do better, and I used those videos that I mentioned before as a piece to apply for the internship. And yeah, the rest is history. So I'm glad I was
Yeah.
able to venture onto that opportunity because it's led me to both esports casting and now baseball announcing for my high school as well as another local racing team in the future. So yeah.
And see, a lot of that is kind of the strategy now, is to like have a resume of clips and everything put
Hmm.
together, and show your value to somebody, because a lot of the times these organizations, they don't really have as attuned of an ear to the community as you would think. And so it's like yeah, a lot of people, that's what they do. They have to seek out orgs now, whereas like I just waited and the org came to me.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, that's pretty common, actually.
Yep. Next question. Out of the abundance of Twitch rival streams that you have hosted, which one was your favorite?
Oh, the first one for sure. Had to be the first one, just because um I personally played the best in the first one. And the second one, because we won the first one and we won the second one.
Hmm.
The second one, I was hard carried almost the entire way through. My team was just that good. The first one had a great team as well, but when it came time to clutch the win, Gyro and I played against Corrupted G and Tristan. And both of those, I mean, Corrupted G had just retired. Tristan was a pro player, and so basically it was me and Gyro versus two pro players.
Hmm.
We were definitely the underdogs, and we actually won it in overtime, uh, and basically secured the victory for our team. And that was just a good personal performance by myself, and also the first Twitch Rivals. So that was I'll never forget that. That was a really cool moment. That have all that adrenaline coursing through your veins was it was nice.
Yeah, I get that adrenaline when I played for Horlick's JV Rocket League team. I mean, I'm average at best at the game, but when I can perform good, I can perform good. Because
Exactly.
yeah, I think it was somewhere in the JV season. I think it was middle of the season. I played against Case, and I had my best performance by far. I was going off, man. I had like 3 goals in like 2 games, and yeah, I just couldn't believe it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a great feeling. Feels a
mhm.
lot like IRL sports, really, in
Yeah,
terms of just the the competition, the thrill of it, really can keep you going. I think that's why people keep coming back to esports, is because it does that pressure, and that it I don't know, it makes content. It's great.
yeah, for sure. Next question: what is the origin story behind the TriHouse username and your YouTube channel logo?
Um, so like I said, when I started doing this, it was just a hobby, and I didn't want to use my gamer tag because it was a gamer tag I made back in high school. It was like number two Chief Raka or something. Like, it was a really dumb user tag. Like, nothing that people are going to be able to search and find easily or remember. And like I said, I come from an acting background, and so when I was in grad school, I was working a lot with two people that were in undergrad at the same school. We would shoot a lot of short films together, and
Hmm.
because we were both, all of us were in the acting program, but our acting program was mainly focused on theatrical acting, theater, stage, and we, all three of us, were way more interested in film. And so we learned to shoot our own movies and do our own sound and all of that. And we just kept working with each other back to back to back. And eventually it was like, all right, well, we need a production team name. Like, we're a production team. Let's have a official name. And there was three of us. And so I was thinking one time, and this is kind of a side note, but I don't tell this a lot, is that like when you do the Harry Potter quizzes, I was like, each one, like, you can figure out which house you're in or whatever.
Hmm.
All three of us were in different houses, and so and there was three, and so I was just like TriHouse Films, and that was the name of our production team. We all liked the name. We thought it was sounded professional, memorable, and then one of our buddies, he made the logo, or not, he made the logo. He asked one, because I went to a really good art school, like one of the best in the country, and has top tier animators, graphic designers. Pixar was founded from there. They're great, and the people that go there are just your friends. So Jeremy, who was one of the members, asked this girl that he knew in one of his classes, "Hey, can you just like do us up a logo for our production team?" And she did. She's probably working at Cartoon Network or Pixar now, but she just doodled that logo, and we're like, that kind of works. It looks like like the laurels you would see on a movie, like
Yeah. Yep.
best film of this festival,
Hmm.
and but it looks kind of like childlike too, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it
that kind of
does.
works. I was like, it's like a it's like a professional yet whimsical kind of logo. And so when I started streaming, to get back to the original question, when I started streaming, I was like, well, I've already got this logo ready for TriHouse Films, and I doubt this is going to go anywhere, but I'll just stream under the name TriHouse, and because if I get any exposure, I'll just direct people to our short films. Like, that's. I was like, we'll get some viewer traffic to our short films. That's all I was thinking of. And cut to a couple months later, it's my job because it's grown so much. Um, and I like the name. And so I just kept it. And now, TriHouse Films is an afterthought in terms of, like, we don't even really record anymore, but the name still stems from that.
Yeah, it's good to carry on that legacy. What a fascinating story, man. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my username, it's just an Xbox generated username pretty much. I just added a 32 at the end. I mean, there's not much meaning to the 32. I just look at it as the inverse of Jordan, Michael Jordan. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for my username. It's just Xbox generated. I was gonna change it one day, but then I just couldn't come up with anything, so I just left it how it is.
It's a lot of work. It's a
Yeah,
lot of work to
it
come up
is.
with uh yeah, a username, and that's I mean it took us forever to come up with TriHouse Films. But
Hmm.
first we were Do Better Productions. That's okay. It's kind of like a meme name,
Yeah,
but it's like TriHouse Films. It sounds
yeah.
uh,
It's
that sounds like that could be a like a real team, like a real production company, like with staff out the wazoo. So
yeah,
to come up with something that's like really unique is hard.
yeah, for sure. Next question: what is your favorite thing about Rocket League?
My favorite thing about Rocket League?
Yeah, it can be creating the content for it, hosting rivals, or just playing the game itself.
Oh, I see. My favorite type of content. Honestly, well, this is my favorite thing about content creation in general, and therefore it extends into Rocket League is live streaming. A lot of people know me for YouTube or TikTok because both of those platforms are, way larger technically than my Twitch stream, which is, the hub of everything. But there's really nothing that can beat live performance for me. Like I know that's as a person that is something I gravitate towards. I'll always gravitate towards it. That's why I was interested in improv comedy and theatrical acting and whatnot. Getting a live response from an audience uh, electrifies me in in ways that nothing else really can. It's I don't know. It's I think so. What I was meant to do was to entertain a live audience, and um, so definitely streaming Rocket
Hmm.
League is I would say by far my favorite thing to do. I enjoy recording and everything else, but definitely live streaming. A lot of people associate me with a caster, but that's actually kind of a secondary thing I do because I can do okay. I don't study the craft of color commentary like I should. I'm a what you would call a special events caster. I don't. There's definitely people that are way better than me, but I can bring energy, and sometimes that's all you really need. If you've got somebody like if you watch the duos I've cast with, there's always somebody who's way more analytical, like Lethamir or Rani. Both of those guys have humongous brains, and so pair me with one of those guys, and you've got a pretty good duo on your hands because I can bring energy and they'll bring the smarts.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
but yeah, definitely my favorite thing, live streaming.
I think for me, it's playing the game and also casting the game because Rocket League casting is where I really started my broadcasting journey because there's been a lot of great moments and I've had a lot of good teams in Wisconsin and I've gotten to cast. Waukesha South is one of them. They came in spring 2022 around the same time that I came into the Wisconsin High School Esports Association, and they rocked the place, man. They didn't lose a single game until grand finals on a best of seven. They only dropped 2 games to Oak Creek, and they swept house, and they took the state championship that year. And then fast forward to this past winter, and they pretty much did the same thing, and they faced Oak Creek and they swept them. So it's like seeing a team like Waukesha South be dominant for both of the seasons that I've been with Wasia was something magical. Also seeing my high school finally make it to state in winter 2023 was amazing as well. But yeah, I've casted a bunch of Wisconsin high schools, and the best part is I get to pick the matchups for each week. So it's Tuesday, Thursdays for a typical Wasia season. It lasts 3 months, and yeah, there's 8 week regular seasons. There's 1 week for first round, 1 week for quarterfinals, and then it's the state championship with semifinals.
And
And
you get to pick which ones you want to commentate.
yeah, but
That's awesome.
state it just goes within what's scheduled. So
Oh yeah, obviously.
right. So I have no control over that. But for like regular season matches, I do have a little bit of leeway with that, which is nice.
You're just like that's gonna be the good one. I want to broadcast that.
Yeah,
I
and
really appreciate it.
I'm still in the midst of the Valorant season. I've already picked the lineup for this week's matchups, and yeah, they're pretty good. So yeah,
Nice.
I love what I do with Sia, man, and Hope I can continue it with another esports organization someday as well, or just venture in traditional sports because the next steps for me are probably going to be Carthage College for esports and traditional sports. So I'm kind of like in a two-way spectrum. I could go with esports, I could go with traditional sports. So it's good to have a bunch of opportunities stacked up.
Yeah, and if you're passionate about it, one of those avenues will open up over time.
Yep, for sure. Outside of creating Rocket League content, what other hobbies do you have, TriHouse?
Well, Rocket League has kind of been all consuming since I've started creating content. It's kind of a double-edged sword in terms of when you have a career that completely fulfills you, it is really easy to pour all of your time just directly into that and just no life it. But when I'm not doing that, and that's very, very seldom, I do like working on my car. I've got a classic Volkswagen bus that I've had since I was like 15. I'm 31 now, so I've had it, you know, more than half of my life. I like working on that. This last year, I went through a divorce, and so a lot of my free time slash hobby time has kind of been consumed um, with recovering from that is what I would say, but that makes it sound like it's like a big sad thing. It's more like no, I met a woman very like a month or two after my divorce that uh it rocks my world. She's amazing. And so
Hmm.
I've been spending a lot of time with her, and she's got two kids. And so I've basically been going from one life event to another this last 9 months. Um, I went through a divorce, was depressed for a long time, and then started dating again, and very quickly found Jennifer, who's amazing. And I moved in with her in January, and so just getting to know the kids and learning how to be a stepdad really is kind of taking up a lot of my time. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'd be doing more. I mean, my hobbies used to include like working on my car. I also have like a massive tool collection. I used to like build stuff all the time. Um, I was a carpenter for a little while I was an actor as well. One of the odd jobs I had. Um, so basically, it's just trying to be a family man. But when I have my own time, I watch anime and build stuff. Basically.
Yeah, basically on my own time, I spend playing video games. Like
Hmm.
my favorite is Mario Kart Wii. So my family and I have this tradition where we play it almost every night at like 6:30 p.m. We've done this for what is it, 12, 13 years now. So
Yeah, game's been out forever.
yeah, it's my all-time favorite, man. It's my childhood. It's something that I hold deeply in my heart. So yeah. Outside of Mario Kart, I play games like obviously Rocket League, Rainbow Six Siege 2, a little bit of Fortnite,
Hmm.
and yeah, just other Nintendo games as well. I've really branched out with Nintendo besides Mario in these last couple years, and that's been great. Branched out to like Bayonetta 3, Metroid, which was pretty cool, and a bunch of other stuff too. My backlog is full though, and I don't
Yeah,
really have the time to go back and play all those
I get
games
it.
because I have schoolwork going on, got the commentary, got a bunch of other stuff going on, and yeah. Another hobby of mine is just helping my parents take care of my brothers. They're both autistic, so it gets challenging sometimes. One has
To
like
balance everything.
yeah, one has like the mind of a child, and he's what is he, 26, 27, and the other one nonverbal communicator, and he's a little bit younger than me. But yeah, it's a hassle sometimes, but my family and I are able to work through it all, and that's the beauty of it.
Hmm. Being able to adapt and that's everything with family.
Yeah, family first always. Next question: if you're not interested in content creation, what career would you have gone for?
This is a loaded question. Because not if I wasn't interested in content creation, but that's like obviously like I said, I think I was meant to do that. I'd probably be. I don't know. It's so tough because like I could definitely do a job. I could do lots of stuff. Like as a carpenter, I could have been a carpenter. I would have hated it, but like it would have paid the bills.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, I was an actor.
Hmm.
But I've kind of discovered that the only like career that pays you well enough as an actor for you to like have a real livelihood is film acting, and film acting sucks for a long time until you are at the top of the rungs. Film acting is you are just a tool for a film to be made, and sometimes you don't even like the stuff. So I don't know. I've always kind of romanticized being like a penniless theater actor or improv actor, but obviously that's not sustainable for like raising a family. So honestly, I don't know. I don't know what I do. I don't think I could do just like a non-entertainment job. I think I enjoy the limelight too much, and I like entertaining people. So I would have found a way. And maybe not content. Oh, okay. So this was just yeah, content creation. Hmm. I would have found a way. I don't know. I would have entertained somebody somehow and been paid to do it. That's my answer.
Good answer. Next question. What advice can you offer to people who are interested in content creation?
Um, well, it depends on what type of content they're trying to make because the strategy changes so drastically from one platform to another. But I think there is one rule that um, kind of rings true on all of them. Find the content that you're trying to create, find the people that are doing the or that are the most successful in that field, deeply analyze what they do to a T from get a take notes if you have to. Like be diligent about this. This is what I do. Um what I've always done. I find the things that I like and I find the things that I don't like. And I take the things that I like and I tweak the things that I don't like. And that's the kind of content I make. And I've done that for film. When I used to make films, I used to do that. And when it comes to content creation, that still rings true. It's like there are people. That's how we get better at everything. We just find the things that work and do the things that work, and then tweak them when they're not working. When you see some things, because people get lazy, they get in their rhythms, and
Hmm.
so you have to. Whenever I'm not doing great, the numbers are down someplace. I go through my content and I figure out what's changed. What do I need to do differently? But studying the people that are successful and mimicking that works pretty freaking well. And you just have to be aware of what choices they're making and why those choices are happening. So, it's like sometimes people just like they think streaming is just turning on the webcam and going for it. And it's like, that's how it starts. But you have to keep that mindset of why are they doing this way? And it's like, okay, how can I take this and make it my own? And and take the parts that are working. And so no matter the platform, the strategies change from platform to platform. That still rings true. And you have to be diligent with that on every step of the way, like your camera settings, your encode quality when you're recording or streaming. The little beats in each video, like where do you need to put them? Like when do you ask people to subscribe and like? That's very important.
Hmm.
How you do that? It's like if it's YouTube, it's like you've got to do it. Or how do you ask people to use your supporter creator code?
Yeah.
Because it's like if it's too hammy and over the top, if it's like too in your face, like guys, use my supporter creator code, please, blah blah blah. It's like people click off. You got to find a way to do it organically that will ring true to them, and it won't read um as please. So yeah, just figuring out the strategies from the people who have been successful.
I would wholeheartedly agree with that answer. Yeah, it's just studying the people who have done the content that you want to do and just picking apart their strategy, making it your own. That's what it's all about, in my opinion, for that.
Hmm.
Yep. And the final question: what are your plans for the future after leaving space station gaming?
um well, we'll see, but my immediate thoughts are I would, because one of my biggest regrets with Space Station was we never really got to make content together. Pretty
Hmm.
much all the content that was made under the Space Station name that I participated in was basically generated by me, and without the support of them, because they're in Utah, I'm in Texas, so I couldn't like I never went to the space station and actually recorded content there, and it just feels like that was kind of a missed opportunity. So I'm currently looking at a lot of organizations in Texas that might be a little bit easier to collaborate on content with, because the few times that I did record stuff at space station was at events, and it almost always did well. So I think my plans are to look for an org that is little bit more local, or at least willing to um, collaborate some, because space station, when they first got me, there was like they had like 10 Rocket League content creators, and eventually I was one of the last three, and now they've only got Lethamir. And so I would just want to be a little bit more front and center for an org, like be the creator for that org, and work with him on content and everything.
Nice. Any final thoughts that you have?
Well, no, I think that pretty much covered all of it. I think we got the beginning of my journey, tips on people who want to make content themselves, and just I think you got a lot of the I think you got to hear a lot of it.
Hmm. Well, thank you for participating in this interview, TriHouse. I really appreciate it. I was excited to get this going, so it's nice that we finally got it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad I could do it, man.
Yep. All right. Well, with that being said, I have been Andrew Czysz Jr. and he has been Kevin TriHouse Frederick, and that is the end of this interview. Thanks for watching.